tips for the weekend. So what are you saying?
Good job I've done them because you never asked me if I didn't. Did you?
Well, I expect you to do them. It's your job. Right, what are you saying then, Lee? We're going from the top.
Okay, so we'll go for the games from where we started off with Man U, Everton. I've gone for both score, no draw in that game. Basically, either team can score.
You love that, don't you?
I love it. Yes. I usually like putting an accumulation of them together, but for the separate one, I think this could be a both score, no draw. I have gone for Everton to win 2-1, so if that was to be the case, that would win you the best.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, Man U could win 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if United win 2-1, that would win you the bet. It just can't be a draw and both teams have to score.
What about Burnley and Norwich?
For that one, I've gone over 10.5 corners.
Yeah, that's definite, that, isn't it? I can see about 30 of them.
I did get my Leeds West Ham one correct, where I said I noticed that both teams were hitting a fair few corners at Leeds. I think the reason behind this one is Burnley usually get. I think they're one of the top corner. What's the way of putting it? You know, that they get the most corners going.
Well, they ping the ball up, don't they? Aiming for Barnes and for Wood. And then they'll either get us to kind of flick on and it gets flicked on. It's like, oh. Yeah,
I noticed a lot of things. Yeah, and a lot of 4-4-2 formation. If you see a lot of formations where there is 8 and 8 wingers, you'll get a lot of them because they go out wide, they wait for the fullback to come over, knock it off the leg corner, or put the ball in, head it over. So I think they'll get the majority of them. But Norwich have got to start attacking teams as well, and they've got to get up there. And I think that will cause a few going against Burnley that way as well.
Okay.
11 corners will win you the best in that game.
Ideal. Chelsea and Southampton, Lee.
That one I've gone for. It's a new one. This one is for you to hear. Is Chelsea to keep a clean sheet throughout the game. So I don't know what the odds are. I haven't looked at them, but that would be something I'd add into an accumulation with something else. It could be that you get half decent odds on it, really, because Premier League, anyone can score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone can score, but
Chelsea
usually usually they do keep a clean sheet under Tuchel in the Premier League, especially against this type of opposition that have been wasteful. Which probably means that Southampton will score after 30 seconds.
Probably means that still 3-1 or something now, yeah. What about Leeds and Watford then? What are you saying in that game, Lee?
I've seen 2 on this one because I picked one myself off the top of my head thinking I'll go with that one, and then I've accidentally clicked on the game on William Hill and saw a pretty good option on there. So the one I went with was Watford double chance.
Yeah.
Which basically if they draw or win, then they win you the bet. So I went for 1-1 in that game. That will win me the bet. But I saw Ismail Assar was at 7-1 to score first in that game. And if Watford are going to score, it's probably going to come through him.
Yeah,
if you're on that, 80 quid back.
Not bad odds that for that.
Yeah, they enhanced the odds. I don't know whether they'll stay on there for the weekend, but
get them in now, then, guys. Ismail Assar.
I think they'll keep it. I think they'll keep it for the weekend. If you click on the game, it'll be on there.
Mm-hmm. Right, so your Wolves and Newcastle.
My favourite one with, apart from my own personal one, when they usually have all of Wolves' defence a couple of quid to score, maybe off a set piece, because it gives some good money back.
Yeah.
But my favourite bet when I'm watching a Wolves game is to watch the opposition's fullbacks, because when you got Traore running at your cadence, usually obviously when Neto was, obviously
when he was
would draw a lot of fouls from the fullbacks. I think the year of the lockdown that Traore was one of the most fouled players. I'm sure 20 players got booked against him that season.
God blimey.
So, and they were mainly left backs.
Yeah.
So I've gone for Matt Ritchie to be booked in the game. Depends whether he has been playing recently.
He's been playing out left, hasn't he?
Yeah, so if it does change up, it could be Jamal Lewis coming back in, but the other option there was for Isaac Hayden to get a card as well.
He's definitely prone to a card in.
It's his job, isn't it, to get in? So.
Yeah, he just too slow on the uptake sometimes and just catches them.
Yeah.
So, Brighton and Arsenal.
That one I've had over 49.5 booking points, so 20 points would be if there was a red card in the game. It's 10 points for a booking. Mm-hmm. Brighton had a little bit of a poor disciplinary in terms of the Palace game, so they could continue that if the pressure's on them. Arsenal just consistently get players booked. It might be a bit tougher with Xhaka being out the game now, but if players like Thomas Partey are playing, etc., I can see Brighton getting a couple of yellows, and I can see Arsenal getting over 2. So I could see 3 bookings for Arsenal, or vice versa. You know, but 5 yellow cards in that game would win you the bet, and it's John Moss as well. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't been that bad in terms of dishing out his cards.
Boy, he loves them, doesn't he, usually?
Yeah, but I've noticed if you ever look at a referee's stats, especially the ones that have been consistent over years of dishing out yellow cards, they go for a little quiet spell, and they'll probably have 1-2 yellow cards a game coming down to the next one, and then they just have a massive spurt of just booking everyone. And he's one of them. So that's why I've gone with that one.
I don't blame you on that one. Right, well, Crystal Palace and Leicester.
Went for the 2-2 prediction on that, so I've just gone over 2.5 goals, so 3 goals wins the bet on that one.
I think that's a good one. Tottenham and Villa.
Risky one. I don't know why I'm thinking it'll happen, and I had this with the Man U game as well, but I knew Man U was going to get a penalty, even though it took its time to come along. But I've gone for a penalty in the match.
Manchester in that, do you?
I don't know why. It could be that Villa get their look back and get the penalty themselves.
Maybe.
I think there'll be a penalty. I think when you usually see a team concede the penalty, and there's been a big uproar about it as well. I mean, like, he did it.
Tend to get one themselves then.
The next week,
I do tend to see that pattern a lot. Yeah, definitely.
So it could be a penalty in this game. If it goes against Villa again, then that's really unfortunate.
Could be that one which Tottenham we've put down for Tottenham to get Harry Kane. Maybe it's the only way.
Yeah,
he's the only one going to goal this year, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got to get one soon.
West Ham and Brentford.
This one's interesting because if Ben Barmer plays, he's playing against his former club. I've gone for him to score first. I think he'll probably get him around the same odds as Saad, probably around about 7-8 to 1. Especially for first scorer.
Yeah.
We see it so many times. Someone goes back to the former club and scores. And I just fancy him to.
Doing all that.
Respect.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see someone just run around and do an actual full circuit.
Celebration like that. Yeah! In front of their old fans. Yeah!
but usually when
like, yeah! I'm bigger than you.
Yeah. I'm at a big club now, yeah. Could you imagine if you had that on your shirt, big club? But yeah, I mean, like players like him who say that again, sorry.
My first goal.
Yeah, I mean, like players that have been treated with respect at the former club will give it back to him. So I doubt you'll see him giving it largely for score. Yeah, Ben Barmer first scorer.
And Liverpool and Man City to conclude.
But this one will probably not be great odds because both attacking teams. And I looked at the stats earlier, and they're both head and shoulders above everyone else for corners in the game. They both had over 60 corners already this season. Each. I think the nearest one to them was probably Burnley on about 47, I think, something like that.
Oh, blimey.
So
and they've done absolutely
had
nothing with them.
Yeah.
Well, any of them scored from corners, have they, this year?
Who's City and Liverpool?
Have they?
Might have done on the odd occasion. Did Van Dijk score at one point or Matip? I can't remember. I think they might have.
Oh, Matip might have. You might be right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not 100% today. It could have been in Champions League or something.
It's going to be a drab game, innit? I can see it now. The more we've talked about it, I can see it. Be one of those where everyone's looked forward to it. It's like,
you know what? This is how
I
funny I
let
can
you
be.
talk about it actually because they're like my two most hated.
Yeah, get a neutral view on it.
Yeah, I don't want my view on it.
Yeah, I mean, if this game was played at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, it probably wouldn't even be the game I watch. I'm not funny with certain games like big teams playing each other, but it can sometimes be drab. I'd probably end up watching Watford.
Norwich
Leeds.
and Watford. Norwich or Watford games, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Burnley, Norwich, yeah, over this. I think it's probably got more riding on it, has it? Well, it hasn't got more riding on it. But...
that's a game, that, mate. Norwich and Burnley this weekend. I'm telling you, I'm all over that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'll be at the Wolves game, so I can't watch any of them. So.
I'll be watching my boys putting in some drabness. Oh.
I think
Ollie out, no, Ollie in. Oh.
I don't get great reception in Molyneux, so I expect my phone to be going mad if you lose that game.
Yeah, I'll be on the phone. I'll be like, Lee, I can't deal with it anymore. You were wrong. Ollie hasn't been sacked in the international break. It was Nuno.
Yeah. There could be plenty of candidates after this week. You never know.
Yeah, I know. It's getting to that stage now as well, isn't it, where it's all settled down a little bit. It's like Arteta. He could be on that chopping board as well at some point. Who knows?
Well, he saved himself for the time being. I think whatever happens this weekend, he'll be safe.
Because of his North London derby.
Yeah. Obviously, winning 3 games on the bench has helped him.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be surprised to see a sacking happen over that break because a lot of owners and chairmen do look into stuff like that at this stage because they feel like the quarter-way stage, the ones.
Just get someone in with a bit of momentum then, don't they?
Yeah.
I think if United don't get a result this weekend and fall out to that top 4, then you could very well be right. You could be in a bit of trouble, Solskjaer. But
yeah.
But he's stealing them at the minute.
It's a tough one, I mean, like you say with Conte, he'd probably give you a couple of years. We'd probably win you something. It'd be a short-term replacement, and there's not that much out there at the moment, is there?
That's the thing.
Unless you try to coach someone.
I'd be going for someone like Ten Hag if I had to go.
Yeah,
for somebody.
He's an option, isn't he? Yeah. But is he going to be an unproven quantity over here? And it could end up going the same way, couldn't it?
But then again, Conte was a fairly unproven when he came over to Chelsea. Really, he hadn't done too much. He that long retired as a player. I suppose you look at Tuchel. Yeah, he done bits. He hadn't had many positions really. You know, he done bits. But
the best option for United now, if this was to happen with Solskjaer over the break, because it's not going well at Leicester, if any time to pull him out of Leicester, and he wouldn't be able to resist the temptation.
I said it. That was my guess, if you remember.
Yeah,
I turned around and I said Brendan Rodgers could be my next Man United manager if I had to hazard a guess. You know, he's got all the characteristics for it, and I think unfortunately he's just limited with what he's got. So you put him with some players that can do a bit, and he might be able to do something with United. I do think.
Yeah, no, I've seen obviously they've lost today again as well in the Europa League, and it's not looking great for their season ahead. And he might think, I need a little bit more now. And this would be, if they were to approach him, I can't see him turning that job there.
No. Well, that concludes this week's show. Well, thank you very much as usual, Lee. It's been
Yes,
great
thanks for having me on.
great
As usual.
tips. And let's see how we get on, and we'll have another show ready for next week, for the games in the week next week. So we shall see you all again. Enjoy your games. Take care.
Have a good night.